Good morning, good morning, good morning. The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, and you are breathing. Hey, I would like to welcome you all to This Is Just a Thought with Stephen Carnegie. Hope everyone is enjoying their Wednesday. Midweek swing, end of the work week is almost here. Kinda, sorta. Still have to work our way through, still have to work our way through. Hey, before I go any further, I would like for you all to hit that like and subscribe button along with that notification icon, the bell. Hey, so you get notified when I drop these podcasts. Keep you in the loop. Man, yeah, if you're a first time listener, of course, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and then hit that bell icon so you can get notified. Hey, when I drop these podcasts, it's going to be a lot of interesting topics we will be talking about. Never know which way the wind blows with me. Just don't. But like I said, man, it is Wednesday, midweek, and if you know anything about, especially here, well, the entire United States, the weather, wow. Well, it is the winter. Let's see here from the northwest spreading all over to the northeast. Snow and frigid temperatures, freezing rain, several foots of snow. Just, well, it is the winter. Can't escape it. But here in the south, man, we just been getting rain. We got some, what was that, Monday, I believe, or Tuesday, I'm sorry. Tuesday, we got heavy rain, severe winds, thunderstorms, even had a tornado. One person unfortunately didn't make it. But here in the south, man, yeah, we've just been getting that rain. And we're expecting some more later on this week or quite possibly into the weekend before the weather breaks and it turns cold. Hey, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. It is the South. But I think I'll take that rain as opposed to that snow and that those frigid temperatures. I love the snow, but after a while, I'm just sick of it. So no, I'll take the rain. I'll take the rain. Yeah, but that rain yesterday, it rained all day. Didn't stop till about 7 or 8 o'clock that night. And when I tell you it rained, it was some heavy downpours at times. And I was just like, wow, like what in the world? Hey, I guess the South gets rain in the winter. I'll take it. I don't know about the rest of you guys. I mean, I do. I wish we could see some snow. But like I said before, when it snows here in the South, it shuts everything down. Nothing moves. I kid you not. It could be a dusting. It just shuts everything down, shuts everything down. But praying for those folks, especially those in the deep south, because I believe they're expected to get some severe thunderstorms, quite possibly some flat out tornadoes also. And then those up there in the northeast, that snow, the frigid temperatures, the power outages. We had power outages yesterday, of course. You know where I stand on that. Like I always said, every time there's a natural disaster or some severe storms, power goes out, especially here in this part of North Carolina. But at what last report, I believe there was upwards of like 60 or 70,000 folks still without power in certain parts of North Carolina. But they're working on it fast and furious. So, I mean, just praying for folks. You know, if your power's been out, you are most definitely in my prayers. Like, hey, you don't know or miss the power until it's gone. You know, hey, when you walk into a room, you're so used to flipping a light switch and the power comes on, and then when you do it, when the power's gone, you're like, well, why did I just do that? I know I do. I know I have. I know I have. I don't know about you. I don't know about you. All right, let's move along here, man. To some football. Man, looks like the NCAA had their college football championship, and it goes to the Michigan Wolverines. They defeated the Washington Huskies 34-14. It was a good game. I mean, it really was a good game. I gotta admit, because I watched it and I was like, wow, Michigan kept their foot on the gas down to the last play. And Washington's quarterbacks, Penix Jr., man, they put the helmet on him. They already knew he had been battered and bruised sometime this season. So when I tell you they put the hat on him, those pads were on him. And you could tell by the third going into the fourth quarter, you could tell it was wearing him down. He had on a protective, I guess, protective equipment to protect his ribs. He apparently had been injured before, but that didn't do too much, nothing. Because Michigan defense, wow, they put the hat on and they didn't stop. And the offense with J.J. McCarthy, they kind of had a stellar game. They kind of rolled him a little bit because apparently before every game, he comes out with no shoes on and sits in the end zone and meditates. I mean, if you got to get your head together before the game, you got to get your head together before the game. Looks like it worked. Like I said, 34 to 14, they put a hurting on them. Now, with this national championship of college football, one question, and I really haven't heard anyone talking about this because if you guys know anything about Michigan and their football program, it's been under a little scrutiny here as of late. If you know the head coach, Jim Harbaugh, he was suspended the last 3 or 4 games from because apparently a member of his coaching staff decided to take it upon himself. At least that's what Michigan is saying. They're saying the good coach, had no idea what was going on, but this member of his coaching staff took it upon himself to go to different teams' games and record their play calling, their plays, their signs. And he took it back to somebody. And many are questioning and saying, well, we know Michigan was good, but are they that good? And also, will Coach Harbaugh keep his job? Hmm. I mean, they won a national championship. He came under scrutiny and investigation because the NCAA is still investigating. Michigan said, hey, we investigated, we found no truth to the matter, and how can at the time when the NCAA suspended them for those last 3 or 4 games of the season, how can they do such a thing and they're still investigating? Well, it's come to their attention that the coaching staff was filming folks and their play calling, signaling, and studying their offense and defense, live audio and video. So yeah, they had to get it to the bottom of it. I haven't heard anything about the NCAA and what they have discovered, or if they're going to make a ruling sometime here in the near future. But with that hanging over his head, will the NCAA come back and take this championship away? I mean, hey, they've done it to a few teams in college basketball and football. They've taken things away. I don't know if they ever taken a national championship away. I want to say they have in basketball, but I'm not sure for I believe at that time it was the grading scandal and recruitment and players taking money where they were still in college and they shouldn't have. But I'm eagerly waiting to see one, the end of their investigation, and two, if he's found guilty, if it's found that he knew, will they take that championship away? Time will tell. Time will tell. But either way, hats off to Michigan. I'm not too sure, like I said, about this play calling scandal they had going on, but they do have some good players. Because, like I said, that defense, boy, they were all over the place, and they weren't just running rampant and wild. They were running all over the place, but they were contained. They were well coached. Because, like I said, Penix Jr., the Washington Huskies quarterback, who had a pretty good season also, they were undefeated, just like Michigan. He didn't look so tough Monday night. They were tagging and bagging him. They wore him out. Um, I think he's leaving for the draft, the NFL draft. He's a good quarterback. I got to give him that. Maybe he'll bounce back and gets a little rest and enter that NFL draft and go to whoever team picks him and make his NFL career as good as his college career has been. We will see. We will see. Well, all right, let's move along here, man. I can't personally, me, myself, and I can't wait for this weekend when this NFL wild card starts. There'll be some good games Saturday and Sunday, and we will see what happens. We will see what happens. Football is coming to an end, and I got to be honest with you, I don't quite know what I am going to do. I just don't. I just don't. All right, here's a little update of sorts. Man, I talked to you guys Monday night about, or Monday, I'm sorry, about Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin that had checked himself or got admitted to the hospital, and no one in his office, no one knew, or those under him knew until he called him and told the person sitting directly up under him, "Hey, I'm in the hospital. You got to take over, take charge, take command." And the Biden administration also has didn't know what was going on, and that has left many on the Republican side to say, "Well, doesn't this go totally against his campaign stance and along with his administration stance that they were going to remain transparent and let the American people know any and everything that is going on in that administration?" Yeah, but how much can they really blame that? Bring up transparency? I mean, hell, he didn't even know. No one in his administration knew. Hell, no one in the Defense Department knew until, like I said, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin revealed it. Well, now we know why he was hospitalized, because if you remember Monday, I told you he had got hospitalized for some procedure he was supposed to be having. It was going to be quick, fast, and easy, and then he had a procedure that was fine. And sometime back in December, around the 22nd, he admitted himself into the hospital. Now we know what was going on. He has prostate cancer. I believe it's in its early forms. I believe it's in its early forms, and that procedure he had was supposed to be, I guess, like I said, it was in its early stages, so that they were going to, I guess, remove it or whatever, what have you, and he was going to be on his way. But somehow, some way, he had a little medical setback, and he admitted himself into the hospital. Now he has came out and he has said, "Hey, it's totally on me. There's no way, no how reflects upon the administration or any of the personnel that I have working under me, directly or indirectly." Um, but like I said, many of those in the Republican Party, they're flat out calling the president to the carpet. They want an explanation. How is it that you didn't know what was going on with someone that was in your administration? Why, what in the world? And he's the defense secretary. I would gather they would say that that goes against our national tampers with our national defense. I mean, hey, the defense secretary is not on call, not on standby. He's in the hospital, and you didn't even know. Mm, mm, mm. Well, that is a very I gotta say, that is a good argument, and I'm sure many of you are saying to yourself the same thing. Uh, I can't give you an answer as to why he would withhold that. Like I said, he just said it was a personal decision of his. That's something that he wanted to do. So I mean, hey, he didn't want anyone to know what was going on with him. And hey, maybe he figured if he told what was going on with him, because as you and I know, he's been overseas probably more than any other defense secretary. I won't say more, but he's been overseas quite a bit with what's going on in the Ukraine and then what's going on in that Gaza Strip. So he's been overseas quite a bit, and maybe somehow, some way, he thought to himself, "Man, if I reveal this, it's going to make me or give the impression that I'm weak." And then, hey, who knows how others um, may view the U.S. and their national defense? Could be. But yeah, it turns out he has prostate cancer. I don't think, like I said, it's in the early stages. I don't think it's anything that they're saying right now that quite possibly may cause some harm to him or whatever. But they did say that when he admitted himself into the hospital, he may have been having complications because of that surgery. You know, most folks when they do go into surgery and they have these complications, a lot of times it could be something as simple as the blood pressure shoots back up or whatever, what have you, or it could be something even more severe as an infection that ramps something back up. But they never did say what it was that alarmed him and alerted him that he needed to go back to the hospital. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. I certainly I can understand why. Hey, he probably didn't want anyone to know what was going on aside from it, given the appearance that he himself and the United States were weakened. Um, a lot of people just don't like folks in their business. Transparency or no transparency, just don't. Like I said, I don't know about that transparency transparency argument. Uh, like I said, the Biden administration didn't even know. No one knew. Only him and maybe his family knew. So, hey, we'll see what happens with this. This is going to get ready to move on here. Hey, let's go get it. Man, this is going to be a quick one here. I'm not going to drag it out too long. I got some things to do. I got some things to do. Hey, looks like Republican uh, nominee Chris Christie is going to bow out gracefully for the GOP nomination for the president today. He's supposed to announce it sometime today that he's going to drop out. No surprise uh, to me. It just isn't because he's been on the trail. He's been on the job, Johnny on the spot, on the trail since this thing has started, and he's worked his way up. But he apparently hasn't worked his way up far enough because what has came out is that yeah, he did say he's going to bow out. He's not going to run. He's going to get out of the race, and quite possibly, hey, who's left? Uh, Nikki Haley, who is in second place. She has bumped Rand DeSantis, Governor DeSantis down in Florida. Of course, you know you have Ren Swami, who's still in the race. But Christie, who's been a vocal opponent of Donald Trump, he's been calling Trump to the carpet ever since that first presidential debate, and said, "Hey, you need to be here and standing tall in front of the people, your the people, and answer some of these questions you have going on with all you have going on in your with the justice system." And Donald Trump so far hasn't been to any of the debates. What has it been, about three, maybe four debates, or maybe the fourth debate is coming up in Iowa. You know, the Iowa caucus is going to come through what, another week or so. Now, Chris Christie, when he was asked last week about him stepping down because they're saying he only had like a small percentage of people that were backing him. Matter of fact, he only had 2% of Republicans in a nationwide poll that was completed on Tuesday that said that there was only 2% of the registered Republicans that were actually considering him. But last week when he was asked, he said that he wasn't going anywhere. He was going to stay there. He was going to remain strong. He wasn't even going to focus his attention on Iowa. He was more worried and concerned, and he would be showing up and campaigning through New Hampshire. So it looks like someone might have got in his ear and said, "Let's just bow out. It's time. It's time to let this go." Well, I mean, when you got a poll out that's saying you only have 2% of registered Republicans nationwide that are even thinking about you, and you ain't gaining no momentum, and you ain't raising funds like that, bow out. For me personally, just a common man observation. He never really did anything for me. He never said anything solid. He never fully explained his presidency if he was elected, as far as getting the country back to where it needs to be, financially, with all the social ill norms that are going on. He never fully explained it. Got to be honest with you, sound like he was just really and truly taking aim at Donald Trump. Well, we already know you don't care for Donald Trump. We need to hear some answers here, homie. And I just got to ask. Maybe someone can get in this comment section and let me know, what is the fear of Donald Trump? Is he really that powerful? I mean, I know the guy talks a lot of trash. I ain't gonna deny that. But is his talk game that good that people are actually in fear of him getting reelected because he leads the Republican nomination anyway. He's ahead. Um, Surprisingly, with all the court cases he has going on, he's the top Republican. And if I really, at one point in time, he was ahead of President Biden. Now they're saying that, I believe the last report or poll I heard about was saying that Biden was up, but it wasn't by that much. It was single digits, and Trump was closing in on his heels. So, like I said, my question is President Trump that dude that has everyone scared? I personally, I would think if I was running for the presidency and I was a Republican and he was a former president, and as they all keep bringing up, he has all of this going on with all of these open court cases and all of these charges. I think the charge count now is like 92 or something, uh, 90 charges. If he had all that going on, I got to be honest with you, politician or no politician, I wouldn't be horning in on that. I would be talking to the American folks and letting them know what my game plan was. Hey, I just wouldn't be talking about Donald Trump all the time. Every time I turn around, somebody say Donald Trump, he's a horrible person. Okay, Ed, he's not the president. He got a lot of things going on, and he does have a large chunk of the Republican registered Republicans vote. I mean, many have said, hey, if we vote today, he's the one I'm voting for. And that stands at well over 50%, if I'm not mistaken, or close to 50, maybe like 40 some odd percent. But I just don't think I was be horning in and spending my time talking about former President Trump. I just wouldn't. I would be letting the American people know what is going on and what is my plan to turn it around. Now, former Governor Christie, who was the governor of New Jersey, he was at one point in time, he just wanted a Trump ally. Trump was his boy. He was seen golfing with the guy. They were close. So what happened? Politics. He wanted to be president. So of course he had to, it's a common thing to do to trash your opponent. That's why I say 2024 is going to be a very interesting year with these races, especially this public this race for the president. Just is. I just don't see how, and I'm going to be honest with you. Of those three that are left, they really haven't said or horned in and explained what their plan is to turn this country around and get this economy back. All I hear is talking points, maybe saying what folks want to hear. I don't hear a concrete plan. Maybe that's just the way it is. When you're running for the president, you say you're going to do this, yada yada, but you don't reveal all of your steps until you're actually elected. I don't want anyone to take your ideas away. Okay, if you say so. Now, like I said, former Governor Christie was a one-time ally of President Trump, but somehow, some way, after January 6th, and Trump was on his way out, he called what he did, what many are saying that Trump instigated and encouraged the riot or insurrection to happen. Uh, Former Governor Christie said that Trump was unfit for office and should never be allowed back in there. Pretty much saying he neglected his moral and legal responsibility as president of the United States to encourage and even, well, he didn't join in, but encourage those rioters to riot. Mm, 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 mm. Well, we will see what happens with this. Because I can't. It's anybody's game at this point. I mean, um, it may be odd if you know anything about the Republican Party, if former governor of South Carolina and UN ambassador Nikki Haley, if she's ahead and she gets the nomination, this is the first time I remember. Might be having a Republican female nominee for president. Maybe the world has changed. Maybe times have changed. Certainly never thought the Republican Party would have a female out front um, running for president, quite possibly. She could get the nomination. Like I said, if you know anything about the Republican Party, I'm not being a chauvinist, I'm not being an arrogant, pompous jerk. Republicans really don't sway that way like that, folks. They just don't. So maybe the world has changed. Maybe times are moving and progressing and moving ahead. Hmm. We will see. We will see. Mm. Certainly, some interesting times in this country. Um, like I said, former Governor Christie is has announced that some or is going to announce that he's going to withdraw from the the GOP presidential race. Hmm. Um, like I said, let's talk about him. He never fully explained himself as it relates to how he plans to improve the economy and get this country back to where it needs to be. Um, During the debates, of course, he talked about Trump and talked about what he did as governor. Well, what you did as governor, how's that going to work for what you plan on doing as president? I mean, and if you talk to some folks from New Jersey, they'll tell a different tale. They were none too pleased with them. Time will tell. We will see what happens with this. We will see what happens with this. I can't wait. I can't wait. Me personally, I just can't. I can't wait. I can't wait. All right. Hey, and another update, not to jump ship, but Monday I also talked to you guys about what's been going on with these airplanes. Well, the airplane, and then last week the Boeing jet, the door flew off mid-flight while they had already taken off. They were gaining altitude, and the door flew off. And they're saying it quite possibly it could have been the result of a defective bolt on the door. Hmm. Now, I told you guys that the FAA and the NTSB has vowed to investigate so they can figure out what is going on with these planes and why they're malfunctioning like this. Because about a week or so before before the incident this weekend, a window popped out, and just so lucky and truly blessed that they weren't far up either, so they were able to descend also. And now the story has come forward with these Boeing jets. Of course, you have passenger accounts. Man, they were truly blessed. That was a whole door blowing open, and some of the passengers have said, the door blew off, didn't blow open, blew off, and the cabin pressure and the cold. They just felt cold, bitter cold air. Jesus. And one lady describes that her child, because of course there were kids on board these flights also, that she had to grab her son and pull him because he was getting pulled out the open or blown off door. And she really didn't say she didn't realize until sometime thereafter that his shirt was blown off also. Well, take it torn off. That would happen. There was a baby on board. There were people that had kids on board. They were sitting in their laps. They had to hold on to their children for dear life, literally and figuratively. Wow. Yeah, Boeing, Boeing. You guys are in the hot seat, boy. You might go broke. I'm sure the lawsuits are ramping up. They ain't a coming. I'm sure some people have already got their lawyers lined up, and that paperwork is just waiting on a standby. All they got to do is file it. Maybe they should. For something like that to happen, or for you're saying it may have been the bolt on the door that malfunctioned and that thing blew off like that. Didn't blow open, it blew off. That's a bit too much. That's a bit too much. That's a bit too much for me. I don't know about you, but certainly praying for those that were affected by that, because I'm sure that that's something that's going to stay in their crawl for a while. I don't think you can easily forget that. So prayers for them, man. Prayers for them. And also prayers for our Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin. I wish him a speedy recovery. I hope they, whatever procedure they did or whatever procedures they need to do now, I hope and pray that he comes back full strength. Just to. And wow, former Governor Christie bowing out. Okay, well, I'm going to get out of here and I'm going to skedaddle. Once again, hit that like and subscribe button. Hit that bell icon so you can get notified when I drop these podcasts. Keep you in the loop. Man, just do. And if you're a new subscriber or a first time listener, hit that like and subscribe button along with that bell. Just do. Like I said, I always say there's going to be a lot of interesting topics that we are going to talk about. Get in that comment section. Let me know what you think about former Governor Christie bowing out. Let me know what you think about Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin and him not notifying those, not just the people that worked with him or under him, but the Biden administration. Let me know what you think about that. Was it selfishness? And is it an issue of transparency? We all know the Biden administration and President Biden himself on the campaign trail, he vowed, hey, we're going to be transparent. We're going to let people know about any and everything that we have going on. We're not going to hide anything. Is it a matter of transparency? Or is it just you, an individual person, no matter what job or position you hold, no matter how strong or severe it is, because he is the defense secretary, the argument has been made and can be made. It left the United States wide open and volatile. So, is that the case? Or is it just an overreaction? Time will tell. Hey, like I said, get in that comment section. Let me know what you guys think. And also let me know what you think about Boeing. Are they going to get sued? You bet your bottom dollar they are. You bet your bottom dollar they are. Well, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to skedaddle. Once again, I want to thank you all for listening this morning. Continue to like, support, share. Like I said, get in that comment section. Let me know what you think. Hit that like and subscribe button and that bell icon also so you can get notified when I drop these podcasts. Keep you in the loop. And as always, thank you for listening to This Is Just a Thought with Stephen Cornegay. Amen.